Hello and thank you for joining me for today's video. This is Living History Militaria, and today I am very excited to share with you a little tour of my World War II/military history collection. This has taken me a couple months to kind of get it to where it is right now. Everything is about 90% put away. Still have a couple of things that I need to figure out, but I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I'm going to try and keep this relatively short, but let's go ahead and jump into World War I right here. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. Over here I've got this nice little framed picture of General Pershing. It is dated 1918 down there in the corner. So that's pretty cool. And over here on below the bottom shelf, I've got a World War I U.S. horse feed bag dated 1918. I also have a couple of pickaxe handle carriers there. Got some World War II gear down here, and some canvas gear, a couple leggings, a shovel cover, and whatnot. And then right up here on the first shelf, I've got a trench art lamp with a World War I shell. Got a little display box right here with some 30-06 U.S. machine gun ammo, a World War I victory medal, 2 dimes and 2 pennies that are dated around World War I. I've also got a couple of Liberty Loan and, what do you want to call them, bonds, pins down here. I have a 1916 dated first aid kit. And on the back, it is inscribed Joe Burdett, Company H. I have a single U.S. World War I leg wrap right here, or a putty. I have 2 examples of a World War I trench art letter opener. This one right here is a little special because it says Verdun on the blade, if I can get it to focus. Inscribed Verdun. That's pretty cool. This is my World War I bolo knife right here with its sheath. This is in relic condition. It doesn't have a handle, but very heavy, very solid piece. Right over here, this is my newest acquisition. This is what I believe to be a piece of a mortar. So you can see right there, you can pause and read that if you'd like. This was found at Hill 378, also known as Cornwilly Hill. Pretty cool. I have a 1918 dated canteen cup and 3 mess tins. They're all dated 1918, different makers. TUSA, WS Co, and LF&C. And then behind all those, they have a really neat yard long of the 5th Company, 3rd Regiment Motor Mechanics from Camp Hancock, Georgia, February 1st, 1918. And up here on the next shelf, I have a American Legion cap that belonged to Sergeant John Parker Holditch from Company F, 364th Infantry Regiment of the 91st Infantry Division. This is from Palm Springs, Florida, which is pretty cool. I have 2 bullets over here from World War I. I have a gas mask, the hose and canister, also with the instruction booklet. This is named to a Walter Larry Hudson, from Hopewell, Virginia. 60th Artillery Regiment, Battery F, 9th Infantry Division. And right here I have a more put-together example of the corrected English model, or the CEM gas mask. Hose is intact and the canister is inside the carrying bag. And right here is your instruction card. And right up here, this is your M1 helmet. This is a Mark I Brody. Has a couple of penetrating holes in the top and a ricochet here on the side. So this helmet and this gas mask originally came together, but I like the look of these two better. They don't go together. They're not owned to the same person, but I bought them together. So I really like the look of this setup right here. And this big wooden box right here is a World War I machine gun ammo box. On top of that, I have a World War I Bible, and this is named to a member of the 69th Infantry Regiment. This is J.L. Ryan from New York City. Right over here, I have a U.S. message book that is named to an E.D. Burdith, Company K, 115th Infantry Regiment, purchased from the U.S. Commissary at Bourbon, Loose Bains. I'm not French, so I probably butchered that, so excuse the pronunciation. And right on top of that, I have this World War I postcard of a soldier and his sweetheart. And you can pause and read that if you like. This is to her dearest sweetheart, Frankie. It looks like Frank Lahan, maybe? And right here is my World War I M17 trench knife made by AC Co. It's dated 1917, and that came out of a Troy, Pennsylvania veterans home. Did not get a name with it, but here she is in all her glory. This is one of my favorite pieces in my entire collection right here. And then right behind that, this is also a newer item. It's also identified. Right here in this sleeve, this is a World War I medical patch and victory medal from the uniform of Owen Pence Dyer, World War I. And here's his information right here. 40th Infantry Division, 115th Sanitary Train. He was from Colorado. So that's pretty cool. That is also a new item to add to the collection. And right here next to my shelves, I have a mannequin with a U.S. summer tunic and pants, so summer uniform. And this is a wool overcoat that has the 40th Infantry Division insignia. And it also has a service stripe right here. I guess the blue means stateside service. On the inside collar, it has A-122, so I'm assuming the 122nd Infantry, maybe A Company. I also have this gas mask bag right here. The strap is broken on it, and it has in marker RET. So, pretty interesting. And I also have a unmarked M1 Brody that is in relic condition. Right here, it does not have a liner, and I cannot find a maker's stamp on it. This was painted over a couple of times. So, but this is my little World War I impression right here with using the things that I have available to me. And then the next shelf up here, these are my named World War I helmets. Right behind there, I also have a World War I 1916 Uncle Sam magazine cover that says, "What are you doing for preparedness?" So that's pretty neat. Over here, though, this is my 3rd Infantry Division helmet with matching canteen, and they are both named to a Joseph Bates from Brockton, Massachusetts. And right here, this is my M1913 Enfield bayonet. It's dated 1916. And right here, this helmet and this World War I victory medal are both named to a Leslie Osa Ham. And his information is right here. He was MG Company, 117th Infantry Regiment, 30th Infantry Division. So there's his helmet, his dog tag, and his World War One victory medal with clasps. And right here, this is a Syracuse, New York veteran. Many of you might know I was born in Syracuse, lived just outside of Syracuse. I call Syracuse my home, so I really like to collect Central New York veteran items. And this was a really special one. This one right here is a 27th Infantry Division helmet. This belonged to Charles J. Tomlinson. He was with the 105th Ambulance Company. So that one has the liner and the chin strap. And on the chin strap is his Army service number. And on the inside of the liner is written his name. And right here, this canteen is named, but not to the same person. It says named to an M. Curley from East Douglas, Massachusetts. You can see right here. And up top here, these are my World War I painted helmets. This is the 1st Infantry Division, the 5th Infantry Division, sorry for the glare, 6th Infantry Division. This one is unpainted, but was found at the Somme battlefield, and has a little bit of damage there on the rim. And this is the 30th Infantry Division right here. None of those have liners, those are all just the shells, as you can see, but I really like the painted helmets. And behind there I have a U.S. Naval Station photo from the Great Lakes Training Center in November of 1918. So that is all of my World War I stuff on my new display. I got rid of the hutch that my World War I stuff used to sit on and went with some mountable shelves. So I really like the new look of the World War I section. And then right down here in front of my World War I stuff, I have this foot locker that is painted and named to a Walter Marlowe from Otter Lake, New York, which is up in the Adirondacks. This was his jacket. Has a tank destroyer patch on the side, has a tie, and African theater and Atlantic campaign, I believe. And then it is named on the inside a couple of times. This looks like a reissued jacket, but Marlowe right there. It's got a whole bunch of pinup. And then if we open it up, it's got a whole bunch on the inside as well. But a really cool piece of history right here. And then right next to it, I have my 1945 field pack with my 1944 dated shovel hooked onto the back. And this is actually a World War I bayonet that was cut down for the M1 Garand in World War II. But that is attached there. And these straps are labeled 1945, which is really nice. And right here in the corner, this is my World War II impression. This is called the I don't know really what it is, but I had fun doing it impression. This is made up of all the gear that I had in my collection already. This is the only Schluter helmet that I have, just the shell. Have a M43 field jacket with the hood. Have a pair of suspenders and a pistol belt that is has a laundry number on it. Has a 1944 dated shovel, but I don't have room to fit it on the back, so I just kind of stuffed it on the side. Got your M1 Garand grenade launcher sight right there. Your bandolier with a couple of clips of M1 ammunition. Have a M4 bayonet right here. That is a Camillus cutlery. And over here, a first aid pouch in a 1942 dated case. And right in front of him, I have my single M1943 double buckle combat boot have a beer bottle inside to kind of help keep it, standing. But this is a really cool piece. This is also a new acquisition of mine. I got it for, I think it was like $40 maybe after shipping. So not too bad. I don't have any boots or footwear. This one says cat's paw on the bottom of it. So saved that from a wood chipper, supposedly. If nobody was going to make an offer on it, it was going in a wood chipper. And I said, no, I can't let that happen. So $25 plus the shipping, managed to save it. So really excited that I got that. And then again, starting at the bottom and working my way up, kind of. My bottom shelf over here is filled with books and research material. I've got some World War II ads in there and whatnot. I also have a 78th Division picture right there, which is pretty cool. So that is all of my books. Pretty much all the heavy stuff is all on the bottom. So nothing too exciting down there. That's why it's on the bottom in the corner. But right above that, I have some, I guess you can call it field kit stuff. I've got some silverware right here that you might get in your mess tin. And these are my World War II mess kits. Those are all labeled. I've got a couple of pocket Bibles here. There's also a Soldier's Guide to Britain in there. A squadron identification card game, which is cool. All the cards are in that. I've got some odds and ends stuff here and there, a couple of buttons, a whistle, belt buckle, some miscellaneous medals, some home front items over here. I've got Up Front by Bill Malden and The Sad Sack, some reading material that a soldier might have. Got a 120 wartime meat recipe book. It's really interesting. What you can do with your rationed meats. I have a large 1943 cooking pot there in the back. And these are my canteens that I don't have covers for. And the next shelf belongs to Mr. David Coyle, who was a Jordan, New York resident, which is close to Syracuse. It's actually where I live right now. And as you can see, there's his stuff right there, his duffel bag, pistol belt, first aid kit. He's got like a little private purchase bag right here with more of his stuff in there, more belts. A couple of Garrison caps, his 1945... or I'm sorry, that might be 1944 dated pistol holster with his name and serial number inscribed on the front, and his helmet liner. Pretty cool. He was actually, I think, the mayor or something like that in the town of Jordan for a while, or governor or something like that. He held a pretty high political position, but really cool, really awesome for local history stuff. Then I also have this World War II civilian gas mask right here, hanging on the side. Right there, I got the lights turned on. This is also a Syracuse veteran right here. This was Albert C. Sacanti, and he was with the 76th Infantry Division, 5th Rangers C Company. And you can find his story online, actually, which is interesting. I have a 1944 canteen and cover right there. Got a couple of machetes, one with a sheath, one without a sheath. One's 1944, one's 1945. I've got a Camillus K-bar knife right here with a handmade or theater-made sheath. And I have a 1944 dated pickaxe back there with a 1942 dated handle. And right here, this helmet belonged to a Auburn, New York resident who I guess was in the military police in the Pacific just after World War II, I guess. Right there, I got his 1911 holster with the globe and anchor, which is pretty cool. And then up here, I have my World War II helmets. Both of those have liners. I've got canteens under each of those. Have another M4. This one is a Utica cutlery brand. And I also have a theater-made knife right here in a little sheath. I've got a M1 Garand. This is a shortened blade. I'm pretty sure for Vietnam because it's about the size of an M7 bayonet. But you've got no maker marks or anything on this one, but in a theater-made sheath as well. And I also have a Camillus pocket knife right here. And in the back I have some infantry goggles, still in the depot box from where they were shipped from, and a couple of plastic eye shields. Up top here I have two examples of Army service gas masks. I have the M2A1 and the M2A2. And both of those have World War II McCord helmets on them with liners. And the M2A2 even has the anti-fog lens wipes with it. Both of those do have the service gas mask bags. So those are actually hanging on a hanger that I have right down here. So I have 3 gas mask bags in total. 2 of them belong to the masks, and one of them I found at a flea market, and it has a laundry number on it. So I thought it was cool, and it was only $5. So I also have a couple of first aid boxes here. These would be the vehicle mounted boxes. They're empty, but they're still really cool. That's the regular first aid box, and this is your gas casualty box. And then sitting right here in the middle, we have kind of the crown jewel of my collection. This is a really killer combo, father and son, both from Syracuse. And the father served in World War I, and the son served in the Korean War in occupied Germany. So this is the son's uniform right here. His name was Raymond J. Luther Jr., and he was the 1st Infantry Division, 16th Infantry Regiment, Heavy Mortar Company. This is his scrapbook right here. And here is a picture on the front of Raymond in this very uniform. So I have the shirt, the jacket. I have 3 extra shirts right here. The pants, an extra garrison cap. But a really beautiful uniform. And it's just a little bit too small to fit on the mannequin that I have it on right now. I can't button them all the way. You know, he must have been he was a really tall, skinny guy. So it's kind of funny that the modern size mannequin won't even fit the jacket. But this one over here barely fit on the mannequin, but I got it. This is the father, Raymond J. Luther Sr., and there's his dog tags right there. He was with the National Guard or the U.S. Guards. He was with the 16th Battalion and the 34th Battalion A&D Company right there. But it's got some cool collar discs right here. And it's got a really nice patch on the side. But really good condition. There's the burial flag for Raymond's son. And also back here, this whole tin is filled with trinkets, goodies, medals, patches. There's a whole video on just these two. If you're interested in that, you can go on my channel and find that one. I also have the silk pennant right here describing the 16th Infantry's history in service. And then behind them, I have my ordnance. Got a whole bunch of 20 millimeter and 50 caliber shells up here. Also got a couple of brass shotgun shells. I got your M1 carbine stripper clip, or your fast feeder, whatever you want to call it. And also have a trench art lighter made from a 20 millimeter shell. And then below that, I have a couple of grenades. Have a dummy lemon grenade and a dummy pineapple grenade here in a grenade launcher adapter there. Got a couple of BAR magazines. One is still in the department cardboard, unopened, and this one is opened. And I have a case of unopened M1 carbine 30 caliber bullets, which is pretty cool, from the Eau Claire Ordnance Plant, I believe, which comes from Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. And then your larger shells are over here. These are your 40 millimeter shells, and a couple of 75 millimeter field gun shells back here. I've got a large 5-inch naval gun, maybe an ashtray, piece of trench art. It's just the core of it, the fuse, and the lower half of the shell. But I believe that's 1942 dated. I have a 1953 mortar right here, which is really heavy, and a 105 millimeter shell there in the corner. And then up top, I have my instructions for your Doughboy prophylactic kit with a little bit of the packaging on it still. So got those in the frame. Then over here in this corner, I have my Vietnam setups. This one is gas mask and helmet with camo cover. Got a bullet and some chapstick there in the headband. A couple of political buttons and a jug of M1 bore cleaner. And I also have this helmet over here. The original Vietnam 1965, I think, dated cover. And then down here, I've got two plain shells helmets. I have a Camillus Jet Pilot survival knife over here in the sheath. And then I have one out of the sheath right there. Got a deck of playing cards from the Red Cross. Two flashlights, and then behind that I have a patient's effects bag, a medical bag. There we go. Turn on the lights. Got some foot powder, and I got this C ration can with some linked ammo all around it, which is really cool. And M7 bayonet with no handle. Got a US, this is a pistol belt and canteen, and a couple of manuals over there in the corner. And then right below that, I have this boonie hat with a little field repair up there on the top. And I also have a couple of machetes. And then down here, this is the messy section right here. This is a lot of canvas stuff, a lot of pouches. I think I have a poncho in there too, gas mask, hood, everything like that. This is all just kind of unorganized, but all Vietnam dated stuff. Got some pouches, some field packs and whatnot in there. And down here I just have some newspapers that are in some frames because I don't have any wall space right now. And then behind that, these are all my scrapbooks. I've got two scrapbooks, actually 3 scrapbooks, and then all these paper items, and then these are all my World War II letters and pictures are in those binders right down there. And then down on this very bottom shelf, I have my ammo cans, 50 caliber, 30 caliber, and then I have this World War II 1944 dated Jerry fuel can. So that's pretty cool. And then also, while I'm out of wall space, a commemorative envelope of the B-29 signed by the pilot of the Enola Gay, Paul Tibbets, and a couple other members of the Air Force. Got a whole bunch of information that came with it in the envelope. And then right next to it, this is also another favorite item of mine. This is an envelope signed by 2 of only 3 survivors from the HMS Hood, as you can see right there. Got a bunch of information on Ted Briggs and Bob Tilburn, who were 2 out of the 3 survivors from the sinking of the HMS Hood. And then next to that, I also have this 4-pocket dress jacket. It's got the 2nd Air Force here on the left shoulder, and then it has the 8th Air Force here on the right shoulder. Ruptured duck, and just the sizes on the inside. No names or anything like that. And then right here, this is my World War II Army Air Force section. This is one of my favorite sections. I'll start over here on the left and work my way to the right. I've got a 8th Air Force Ike jacket right there. That also has the matching shirt, and that is identified, has a laundry number on the inside of the jacket and the shirt. Got this cool display right here with a World War II Crusher cap. It's got a set of headphones on there and a nice set of World War II aviators. So I really like how this display is coming out. And I have a A9 flight cap on this dummy head next to him. And then next to that one, this is my M5 flak helmet with the ANH-15 flight cap, missing the ear receivers, but it's got initials on the inside of it. And these are the M1944 infantry goggles, and the box for those goggles is actually right here. And these heads are sitting on 2 World War II 50 caliber ammo cans. So I thought it would go well with the bomber theme that I've got going on over here. This is another new acquisition too. I'm really excited about this one right here. This is an M3 flak helmet. It is in some salty shape. It's got some rust. It is missing the liner, and it is also missing the felt ear pads that would have gone on the inside here of the ear flaps. It still has the chin strap, but it's barely hanging on the one side over there, so it's got a clip on it. And this is sitting on a piece of trench art, M1944 40 millimeter gun shell, which was turned into a lamp, and I bought that with the other lamp that I showed you earlier, the World War I lamp. So right here I've got a World War II lieutenant. Has LT on the back of it anyway. This is a Navy deck cap for foul weather, but it has LT stamped on the back of it. It's got some graffiti on the front. And this is my M1938 tanker's helmet with the 1944 goggles. Very cool. It's one of my favorite pieces also. Love the look of those. And right in front of that, I have my Sherman spotter scope, dated 1943. And right over here, I've got a pair of Air Force heated boot inserts for your flying suit. And then down here in the front row, I've got a whole bunch of nose art pictures from bombers and fighters. So this is from the B-17 Hellcat. And then underneath that, I have a whole bunch of bomber nose art. Any of the ones that I was able to identify or find information on have labels. And then underneath this picture, actually, I have another autographed picture from Paul Tibbets. This is actually the entire crew of the Enola Gay. And then I have this picture right here of 4 Medal of Honor recipients in Flying Aces. And this picture goes with this frame up here, which is of a F4F Wildcat. and it is signed by those four: Jim Sweat, Jeff DeBlanc, Joe Foss, and Bob Gaylor. And while I'm up here, I also have this, which is really cool. It's like a little plaque with a piece of original aircraft aluminum skin from the P-51 Little Dock, which is really cool. And then up here, I have a Life magazine that is signed by Flying Ace Donald Blakesley. And then right next to that, I have another nose art picture right here. This is of Dropping In, which was a B-26 Marauder. And then this box right here is actually a piece of CBI theater history, because this is named to George Keir, who was in the 374th Bomb Squad, 308th Bomb Group, who flew missions over in China, Burma, and India. And actually right here, you can see the contents list: chopsticks, water pipes, silver bracelets, silver pins, scarves, cigarettes, and coins. Really cool box right there. And I've got a couple of models mixed in. I have a postcard back here. It's from somebody in the 6th Bombardment Squadron to somebody in Binghamton, New York. I've got some letters right here from a gentleman in the 375th Troops Carrier Squadron, or Troop Carrier Group. And then I got a couple of sweetheart handkerchiefs, one from the 8th Air Force and one from the 9th Air Force. Got a home front item right here. This would have been kind of put in your bags of bread as like an advertisement to buy bonds. And I got a little collection of stuff right here. Have a World War II like airspeed indicator and altitude and whatnot. Have this enlisted man's club card from a Syracuse veteran, Sergeant Donald Simmons, 308 Squadron, 31st Fighter Group. And right here, this is a autographed patch from Ben Drew, or Urban Drew. And back here, got a pretty cool beer can for Whiskey 7, which was a C-47 Skytrain that flew missions on D-Day and I think Market Garden as well. But the cool thing was I actually got to see Whiskey 7 at the Geneseo Air Show last year and actually go inside of Whiskey 7. So I thought that was really cool. And right here, this is a piece of B-29 Super Fortress skin from Doc. And right here, I got this neat little card for Placid Lassie. This is also from the air show, because this was the other C-47 that was there. And that's her in 1944. And this is her today. Also got to see the inside of that. It was really awesome. Got a World War II U.S. Army Air Force Observer armband right there. And I also have a almost like a pewter cup right here, chalice or something, dated 1945 from La Senia Air Base. Base Equipi 301 is what it says. La Senia, 1945. Then over here I have all my autographs from World War II Flying Aces. I have a whole stack of envelopes that have been signed by various aces. If you want, I could do a whole entire video probably on just my autographs. I have probably about 60 to 70 now. So these are all my World War II aces, and I also have some survivor autographs, survivors of sinkings and whatnot in World War II. So let me know if you want to see a video on those. Maybe I'll do something. Up above that, I have some miscellaneous hats. Got a whole bunch of garrison caps right here. Got some World War II coins, World War II fatigue cap, and I also have a cold weather mask right here, which is kind of spooky in the lighting. Then right above that, these are my relics. These are from D-Day. These are all certified by the Gettysburg Museum. Got a piece of the Berlin Wall right there, which is pretty neat. And some more D-Day artifacts right here. Got a life preserver belt buckle, life preserver tube. Have a water for purification tablet bottle, and a couple of glider pieces right here, which is pretty cool. And right here, this whole cabinet is my World War II German items. I have, in each section is a little bit different. There's a helmet and various photos and autographs of World War II Luftwaffe aces. Also, I have a canteen in this cubby. Right down here, another Stahlhelm with some World War II stamps and some more autographs from aces. And just go ahead and open it to get rid of the glare. World War II German civilian gas mask there in the corner. Over here in the main cabinet, I have probably my most complete Stahlhelm right here with the bread bag strap. Have a K98 bayonet in the corner. Have a couple of Luftwaffe Sport Eagle shirts, or Sport Shirt Eagles. Some autographs, some pictures. Got belt buckles from World War I over here and World War II. I've got some coins here in the center. Some World War II 1938 dated bullets. And I have a World War I bayonet in the back. And a World War I bayonet in the front. And this is my M16 helmet. Has a Finnish liner on the inside. And some more autographs. And below that, I have a couple more helmets. I have a dinner plate dated 1938 or 1939. Got some bayonets here and a flag circle there in the center. And down here, got two more helmets, another German civilian gas mask, some propaganda posters in the back, and I have a whole bunch of postage receipts right here with German stamps on them. I also have a reproduction potato masher grenade, which is pretty cool. And some more autographs. And over on the side, more autographs. Another winter camo Stahlhelm. And this is my Luftwaffe double decal helmet, which is in relic condition. A lot of these helmets were dug up. Got some patches down here with the original tags still stapled to them. More autographs, flag pieces, little German mine right there, indicator, which is cool. And another really small size, almost child size, civilian gas mask there in the corner. In the corner over here, I've got a World War II Japanese officer's sword. And I have 3 military surplus rifles. I have a 1942 Enfield. I have a Type I Arisaka with original leather sling. And I also have a 1943 dated Mosin Nagant. I also have a Japanese Type 30 bayonet right here, sitting on the back of my desk. I have a 48 star flag right here in the box. And this is my grandpa. It's a little shadow box I put together for him, because he served in Vietnam. And over here, this is my family wall. Family and more Syracuse veterans. So, got a couple of Syracuse newspapers, and my great-grandfather is there in the center. And more of my great-grandfather's items right here. His military portraits. I also have his burial flag over there in the corner. This is Iwo Jima sand from Syracuse resident Martin Connor. And down here, this is my other grandfather in his Korean, just after the Korean War. He was in a tank battalion, 2nd Tank Battalion. And he is right here. So that's at Camp Lejeune. I also have an autograph from Syracuse resident Edward Stone, who is a Pearl Harbor survivor. I have his autobiography, which is really cool. Right here, have William C. Hogan. He was a Syracuse resident, and his Army Air Force patch and his dog tags. And this is my other grandfather who is in Vietnam. He is right there. It's his class photo right there. Here's his military portrait. And some of his pictures. Got some of his stuff up here too. His Zippo, his belt buckle, bracelets, a brooch, some pins, whistle, some really cool stuff. I also have his Bronze Star, and I think it's his Army Commendation Medal right in there. Also his Bible. Have a couple of Syracuse items down here. This is a World War I item from a Syracuse veteran and his Bible. Have an autograph from a member of the 24th Infantry Division who was in Korea. And right over here is a Syracuse, not Syracuse, Jordan resident, George Bard, who actually lived on one of the streets that we bought our first apartment on. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Also have a dog tag for Mr. Haler right here from East Syracuse. And right down here, these are my uniforms for Mr. Donald Norris. This is his 6th Army. This is his Ike jacket. And then his huge and heavy trench coat. But it has Don Norris written on the inside. So that's really cool. And I also have a random 2nd Armored Division Ike jacket right there. It's Korean War. Also got a shirt right here. A couple of shirts, miscellaneous shirts that I didn't have room for. So those are just kind of sitting here for the video. And inside my desk are all my patches. I decided to downsize and save a lot of room on wall space. So my patches are no longer in display boxes, but they are still in my collection. I still have them. So, and speaking of, I just acquired this the other day. Tank Destroyer patch. Pretty cool 8-wheel variation, but what makes it really special is the Camp Atterbury Exchange. 18 cents. Original price tag on it. So, I thought that was really cool. And for 25 bucks, I couldn't pass it up. And up here, kind of finishing things off, I have my 3rd great-grandfather and some information about him. Right there, newspaper clipping. And this was a Syracuse resident right here, Bill Pertell. And some of his stuff, his other items are over in my scrapbook area, but I managed to get some cool things in a frame. And then right over here is my grandfather, his military portrait, his badges, and his patches. And I also have his World War II ration card. So he was the one who was at Camp Lejeune. So very happy to have his military service stuff. Well, I want to thank you guys very, very much if you did stick around for this. I know this was a lengthy video, and I'm kind of running out of time and running out of storage on my phone. So kind of had to wrap things up quick here at the end. But if you did stick through it, almost an hour, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. This has just been an amazing journey, and I love doing this stuff. I love sharing this stuff with you guys. So I will see you guys in the next video. I should have some stuff coming in very, very soon. So until then, you guys have a great day. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next one.